Hello, I'm Amy Lane and I am delighted to be back at the Canadian Opera Company directing a brand new production of FAUST by Charles Gounod. It is such a treat to experience an opera's creation from start to finish, especially a show as thrilling as FAUST, one of the French Grand Opera's most lavish spectacles. This is the first time the COC has built a new production from the ground up in over 6 years, and the first time our audiences have had the opportunity to see this opera in any form in over 17 years. So, we have a lot of lost time to make up for and a lot of ground to cover. Without further ado, let's meet Gounod's FAUST. Once considered France's leading composer, Charles Gounod is now best known for the very work we're discussing today. Gounod demonstrated an extraordinary talent from a very young age, launching his musical career by winning the Prix de Rome, France's most prestigious musical prize. And to give you a sense of what an honour this is, other recipients of the prize include star composers Georges Bizet, Jules Massenet and Claude Debussy. From here, Gounod began a period of prolific operatic, church and concert music composition. He'd eventually find his way to adapting a French play, based on a German play, based on a centuries-old German story. And we now know this work as FAUST. In his vision for the opera, Gounod shifted the narrative focus onto Faust's tragic romance with Marguerite, putting his own stamp on a tale that continues to inspire artists today. As one of the most popular operas of the 19th century, FAUST was performed so often by the Metropolitan Opera that the company was sometimes jokingly called the Faustspielhaus. The legend of Faust, a man who sells his soul to the devil in exchange for knowledge or youth, dates back to the 16th century. Since then, it has inspired countless works of art, including Goethe's 1808 tragic play of the same name. Widely considered one of the greatest works of German literature, Goethe's play dwells on philosophical themes of morality and metaphysics. However, Gounod's opera shifts the focus onto Faust's tragic romance with Marguerite, which ends in murder and madness. It all begins with a wish, a desire, Faust's unquenchable thirst to throw off the fetters of an aging body in order to experience love once more. Enter Mephistopheles, who offers Faust the chance to realize his dreams of a life with Marguerite, but it comes at a price. The bargain? On Earth, Faust will be Mephistopheles' master, but in the world below, their roles will be reversed. Faust accepts the offer, with tragic consequences for his beloved. Along the way, other characters also become collateral for Faust's subsequent entanglement with Mephistopheles. These include Marguerite's brother, Valentin, his friend, Wagner, and the lovesick Cybele, whose declarations of love for Marguerite cannot compete with the glittering temptations offered to her by Mephistopheles. So, what does our FAUST production look like? Well, when you arrive in the theatre, you will see a chessboard floor. I was interested in the idea of Faust entering into a game or a gamble with the devil. You'll also see surrounding this space is almost like an X-ray. You can see an X-ray of the lungs, of the pulmonary circulation system. You can see the ribs. And so it feels like we're almost living with the inescapable body of Faust. It's going to be quite a fantasy experience. It will feel very, very cinematic. And we have characters moving through the space that will sometimes look rather other than ordinary. So things that inspired me when I first listened to this score. Again, I went into a very filmic world, and things like Alice in Wonderland, the adventures going down that rabbit hole, Tim Burton's films such as Beetlejuice, Edward Scissorhands, and then the film The Shining. At the end of The Shining, what an extraordinary film that is, the maze that he enters into. The maze had me thinking about this gamble. You go into a game knowing that there must be a way out. But who's going to teach you the rules of that game? So it felt to me like Faust enters into a gamble. He takes a terrible risk for his desire, for his wish, without understanding what the collateral of that wish will be for all around him. So on our set, which has this fantastic chessboard floor, this wonderful almost X-ray image, you'll also see 6 trees that quietly move around the space and dictate that we arrive in alternative universes. You can't help but notice also, right at the heart of this chessboard, bursting through it, is this wonderfully twisted spiral staircase. But if you look a little bit closer at this staircase, you might see that in fact, it's a spine. It is Faust's spine, and it's a possible route up to the light or down to the dark. And so I'm so delighted to be working again with my wonderful colleague Emma Riot, who is our set and costume designer. Some of these costumes are quite glorious to look at. If you look at the chorus scene in Act 1, our sellers in the market have these fantastic, huge headpieces that they wear and they move and choreograph around. We have some extraordinary costumes on our dancers also, 2 of our dancers who accompany Mephistopheles everywhere he goes. And then as we go into Walpurgis night, there's going to be quite a spectacle for you to enjoy. You will also see a fantastic display during our jewel box aria, where our jewels are represented not only by the beautiful art of jewellery, but by 2 incredible dancers who represent the figurines that you might see on a jewellery box itself. Making his COC debut in the title role, tenor Long Long is a rising star who made waves last season as Romeo in Dallas Opera's production of Romeo et Juliet. COC audiences will also be thrilled to see American bass baritone Kyle Kettleson returning to sing the deviously debonair Mephistopheles. 2 world-class artists share the role of Marguerite, Chinese soprano Guangzhong Yu making her COC debut, and ensemble studio graduate Ariane Cosette returning to the stage for one night only. Truly, this is an incredible group of artists, a dream ensemble bringing Gounod's vision to spectacular life on our stage. So why should you come and see this production of Faust? Well, the score has everything in it. It has wit, it has romance, it has tragedy, it has outstanding characters, and we have the most wonderful cast bringing this to life for us.